गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुस्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So from the fourth shloka onwards, from the fourth shloka up to ninth, fourth to ninth forms one topic: the qualities of an enlightened person. So when there is a certain quality, certain behavior expressed, that behavior, that quality should be accompanied by the corresponding inner understanding. Without an inner understanding, the external behavior will be hypocrisy, and it will not stay long. It's a more of an acting rather than living that. So the certain qualities, wherever in the Bhagavad Gita or in entire Vedanta, in 2nd chapter, in 12th chapter, 13th chapter, or many other places, wherever certain behavior, certain qualities of an enlightened person are described, they are not to be practiced as a simple ethics, social ethics, or social interaction. All that behavior implies a certain vision inside, certain understanding. So that understanding, when expressed as a behavior, we call him, this is a behavior of an enlightened person. So here he is explaining the inner vision through the external behavior. See, this is inwardly a person loves everybody and he expresses that he loves. Inwardly he sees everybody as his Atma. In his behavior also, he doesn't treat them as somebody alien, somebody as an enemy. He treats him as himself, just as we treat our own body. As we treat with love and care our own body, even if it hurts you, you never carry any enmity against your own body. So you see the entire world, that enlightened person sees the entire world as his own Atma, something like his own body. Just to understand, something like one's own body. As we treat our own body, sometimes we are very harsh. Because of body needs good health, we are very strict in discipline, in exercise, in taking food. We love it, we care the body, but sometimes for its own sake, for good health, we give trouble to it. Similarly, an enlightened man may punish somebody, may admonish him, but there, not that he treats him as an alien. He sees him as himself, yet he admonishes out of love, out of compassion, not seeing as a somebody else. So this is the difference. Just as we punish our own body, punish in the sense we treat, we give a treatment, we do exercise, we give certain foods we avoid. Even if there is a little difficulty, we tolerate, not that we hate our body. In spite of loving it, we give certain discipline, certain behavior. We behave in a certain way for the good of the body. Similarly, seeing everybody as yourself, as your own Atma, you love everybody, doesn't mean that you just appease them whatever they want. You make him a bully. Bully means whatever he wants, you whatever he demands, he misbehaves, still you appease him. That is not enlightenment. According to the need, like parents, like mother treats the child, if the child does something wrong thing, you punish, you restrict them, you control them with the same love. Similarly, When you see all the world, all the people as equal to Atma, doesn't mean you don't punish. But the punishing doesn't mean he hates. See, that's the difference. He may set certain rules, he may impose certain discipline, certain values, but doesn't mean he hates it. So, you can punish even with love, even while seeing him as yourself, still you can be strict about it. People think that enlightened person cannot manage worldly affairs. Some people are wicked, some people are good, some people are bad. Like you see Bhagavan Krishna. He treated Duryodhana, he treated Arjuna. Arjuna, Pandavas, he treated them with love and care as his own people. But he treated Duryodhana, but there was no hatred. He has to be tough. Sometimes he has to talk tough, but doesn't mean he hates them. See, this is the very peculiar thing. Therefore, when we learn certain inner vision, inner understanding of Atma, a corresponding behavior also comes. So, an enlightened man behaves in a certain way, which shows his absence of his individual outlook, his absence of individuality. He negates, he dissolves his individuality, but still acts with his understanding as one truth, one whole universe. He sees himself as the entire universe, yet he assumes a role like in drama. Like in drama, he assumes a role and acts. And we can see whatever role he assumes is just a superficial. He doesn't mean it. He doesn't take it as a real. Therefore, sometimes he has to punish somebody. Sometimes he has to follow certain rules. Sometimes he loves, cares, all kind of things. But all these things he just sees them as a play. None of them he takes really. He doesn't feel really hurt, really angry, and really. It's all just like a show. That means that individuality which he assumes is only a superficial, it is only a playful thing. His inner existence, his inner core, that I am everything, doesn't get disturbed, doesn't get colored up. Colored means it doesn't get spoiled, it remains as it is. So two ways of explaining Paramatma. One is his directly Atma nature, Satchidananda Swarupa. Another is how that inner understanding expresses in the form of certain behavior. But this behavior, his qualities in interaction with others, so his behavior, his interaction, these are all indications. Indication means this behavior is indicating his inner vision. His goal is, he is not asking you to imitate a behavior. Some people don't understand this thing. Bhagavad Gita talks of behavior of an enlightened person. People think by imitating his behavior, you become enlightened, not by simply imitating. But Bhagavan, even Shankaracharya advises, you have to learn these qualities. Now, how will you learn? See, this is the difference. How will you learn these qualities? One side you say, if you imitate these qualities externally, they will only be an imitation, but not true qualities. Another side, Bhagavan teaches that through these qualities, you learn the inner truth and also you practice them. These values, this behavior are meant as a sadhana for a sadhaka so that he can get enlightenment. See, the same behavior you can follow as a sadhana or you can do simply as an imitation. If you imitate, it will be only hypocrisy or it will be a forced behavior without inner vision corresponding to the behavior. Another way is you imitate this behavior not for imitating. There is a difference. See, when you imitate others, you become second hand. So you just to follow his external behavior, it will be only imitation. But here he is asking not simply imitation, because by following the external behavior, by following some ethics, you don't become enlightened. While following this behavior, see this behavior as an expression of inner understanding. That means in each behavior, when you are trying to follow this behavior, you also should watch inwardly. Watch, that is watch means you are doing meditation, you are doing vichara, atma vichara. So in each quality, you are doing atma vichara and externally behaving. They go together. While watching your atma, you are discovering an inner atma, and correspondingly you are behaving that way. So the external behavior should help you to watch inwardly and discover your atma free from individuality, free from ego and relationship attachment and all. So that this behavior which is imitated ceases to be an imitation, but it becomes an expression of inner understanding. See the difference. Simply imitation is different from making it as an expression of inner understanding. Here in Sthita Prajna Lakshanas, in the second chapter, Lakshana means certain features, certain qualities, certain behavior. How do you say? Lakshana. How to translate Lakshana means certain values, certain behavior. I don't know how to translate that. Lakshana is a one word. It means all this. Certain behavior, certain characters, certain character. Certain character means both mental and physical and social. In your interaction, in your personal life, in your thoughts. Thoughts, feelings, your personal life and interaction with others. In all this put together is character. So in your character, in your characteristic features, behavior, acts, thoughts, feelings, in all these things, you are not simply imitating the description of Rama, Krishna somewhere in Puranas, some jnani, he behaved like that. People take that behavior and try to imitate. That's why this is a big mistake. By just following ethics, they think that is enlightenment. Gandhiji is expert in this big mistake. And he thought that by external behavior, imitating certain values, you love everybody, that's all. Like the Stoicism, the Stoics, the Greek Stoics were there, just stubbornly you follow. You prepare your mind that I love everybody, I don't get angry, you determine it. I don't get angry, let anything happen. He provokes me, he hurts me, humiliates me. I have determined not to get angry, just to remain undisturbed. My mind remains undisturbed. Means I don't allow it to be disturbed. Let him do anything, I will not get disturbed. So you won't get angry, but that doesn't mean you become enlightened. So this is I don't know, the Stoic word in Greek philosophy means really this, I don't know, but generally in English language we use them. Stoically means some kind of a forcibly you just behave without that inward understanding. In common meaning I am taking, not in philosophical meaning. Probably the Stoicism may mean something deeper, I don't know. Maybe,
Yeah, it is a philosophical term.
A philosophical term. But in simple English term I am talking. He says, just to behave. Gandhiji told, in relationship with Muslim, I shall love them, means I will not get disturbed. That's all he determined it. Let them do anything. Even if humiliate, hurt you, exploit you, kill you, murder you, rape you, do anything, I won't get disturbed. And this is the solution. This is enlightenment. This is a solution to the social problem, and also this is an enlightenment. So you can determine, and you don't allow the feeling to rise, let anything happen. So you remain undisturbed, but that doesn't mean enlightenment. That's because he thought that following ethics forcibly in any manner, you keep on doing, and then again and again, and you just habitually you do it. That is enlightenment. Many people think even now like this only. But Bhagavad Gita teaches that Jnani's behavior a sadhaka should follow. But following is different from imitating. Imitation, as I told you in Gandhiji's, that's why Gandhiji took only ethics. These people have misinterpreted. Buddha also taught only ethics, no philosophy, they say. But Buddha was a meditator. He wanted an inner understanding, inner awakening. So the discipline only to control your sense organs so that your mind won't get attracted, won't get dissipated into the external world, only that much. So Buddha's teaching are of 3 levels: Shila, Prajna, Samadhi. Like in our Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali Yoga, Shila is Yama Niyama. Yama Niyama, you know them out of Ashtanga. Yama Niyama means certain qualities, certain discipline, certain values at the level of mind, certain discipline at the level of the body, certain acts, certain behavior. So Yama Niyama, Asana Pranayama, these 2 are not there. In Buddha's Asana Pranayama you find in Vedic Yoga, Asana Pranayama they skipped them. Then Pratyahara they have it. Pratyahara is again same self-discipline, self-control, control of sense organs and mind. Then Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi they have. So they put first 2 Yama Niyama as Shila, Prajna is Pratyahara and Dharana is Prajna, and in Samadhi they included Dhyana and Samadhi. I mean our yogis, our Patanjali yogis, our Patanjali Vedika yogis, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Dhyana, Samadhi put together included in Samadhi. Buddhist Samadhi.
Samyaya.
Samyaya?
Samyaya.
No, adu Samyaya alla. Shila, Prajna, Samadhi. Samadhi they call it.
Last 3 angas.
Prajna, Samadhi. Oh, in angas, that is Samyak. Samyak means right.
Yeah.
Samyak means right, true. So, that they are part of Shila only. So, Shila, Prajna, Samadhi, 3 levels. Shila includes all behavior, all Yama Niyama. Then that Prajna means awakening the alertness, a certain consciousness in you. Awaken a person is very dull and lethargic. You make him very awareful, sensitive person. Sensitive not in this worldly sense. Sensitive means you are inwardly awakened. Inwardly some kind of a sensitive, awareful person. We call Antarmukha, in Vedanta we call Antarmukha, like that. So that Prajna. With that Prajna, you focus the Prajna, and you focus the Prajna in a particular point, that becomes meditation. So then meditate it. So Shila, Prajna, Samadhi, these 3 they have it. So anyway, we just leave it. So here, Shila he taught, but the prevalent Buddhism, mainly these politicians talk of Buddhism. Buddha taught ethics, no philosophy. This is what all politicians, Gandhi, Nehru type of fellows talk like this alone. So common people think these politicians talk as philosophy. India is a big problem because we have taken all our religion and philosophy from Gandhi and Nehru. That's why this whole India has become foolish India. We don't learn philosophy, spirituality from spiritual gurus. Because the politicians have created certain things. They wanted all Hindu support. And Hindu support can be got by using Hindu terms, religious terms and religious and philosophical ideas. Hindus respect religious people. Therefore, politicians acted like religious people, used religious words. They say all religions are same. We love everybody equally. That is useful for votes. Hindus thought that is philosophy. That's a big mistake. Hindus thought that is philosophy, that is Hinduism. They told all religions are same. Because they wanted to please some people, Muslims and Christians, and get votes. So they have used all Hindu terms, Hindu ideas, dressed up like a sadhu and got a name as a Mahatma, and he fooled Hindus. And Hindus love to be fooled. Hindus are very good people. They love to be fooled. They never want to come out of it. This is a very strange thing. So when the politicians started wearing a cloak of religious people, using religious ideas, and by distortion, present Buddha only taught ethics. These fools don't know Buddha was not a social man, social ethics. They thought Buddha was a social reformer. He brought a social revolution. Buddha never talked of social revolution, social reformer. Even Varna Vyavastha, caste, he did not touch. He talked about only, Shila Prajna Samadhi, more meditation, self-control, give up all worldly attachment, inwardly, all yoga, dhyana. He's only interested in that. He opened a Sangha, Buddhist Sangha. Sangha means, what you say, like a church you call it. Sangha is called a kind of a church. Church means some ashramas. He built ashrama, admitted all people, practice meditation. Self-control, don't criticize others, don't abuse others, don't hate others, just to see everybody is the same, concentrate, be peaceful, relax, loving to everybody, have self-control, and in that meditation you discover that you are not the body, you are much more than this thing, and you transcend the body, mind and sense organ. Mind is erased, mind quality improves first, later mind also you transcend, body transcend, everything transcend. After transcend, what remains? Nothing remains, you transcend, you are free, that's all. So, this is the main thing. They say Buddha taught ethics, Buddha was a social reformer, Buddha was against caste. What is this? These politicians have popularized all nonsense. And Hindus take all their religious knowledge from politicians. Now politicians also do, now the TVs. Hindus' knowledge of their religion comes from TV and newspapers. You see them all, Hindus get their knowledge from TVs. TV serials, TV discussions, TV this. But nobody learns from gurus directly. Even gurus also started learning from TVs only. And politicians talks, they quote. That's the problem with Hinduism. Some of the gurus also started talking like politicians. They borrowed many ideas. But anyway, that's a different aspect, leave them. So here, ethics, they think that by following certain ethics, you love everybody, you don't hate anybody. That means what? You hold your mind forcibly. Don't allow a feeling of hatred arise in you. Keep your mind forcibly relaxed. Let anything happen. I have decided. You determine. It's like a physical practice. Like writing you practice, driving you practice, swimming you practice. Keep on doing music also. Keep on doing again and again. Months together, your mind gets used to it, habituated. Similarly, make the mind habituated. Don't react. Let anything happen. Never react. Coolly answer. That's keep your mind non-reacting mind. By practicing, you do it again and again for months and years together. Gandhiji thought that is enlightenment. See the difference? By practicing certain ethics, practicing means like I told you, swimming and driving and etc. You practice them. In the beginning, those who do not know how to swim, you go into water, you can never float on water, you will only sink. I used to wonder how can they float on water? Such a heavy body, you can see them tall and hefty man also can float on water. It's a surprising. So however you try, you sink into it. But I took 3 months, I learned little bit. I am not very good swimmer, but in my village, in our village river, there was a river, we learned it. We don't have swimming pool and all that in village. We were going to river and learn. So in that thing we learned. It was very difficult, took long time. Then I can float little bit. But then you wonder, just moving your little hand, you float in water. I thought you require a lot of strength. You don't need any strength. Any weakest man can float in water once you learn swimming. So it is a practice. It is a knack that develops you. A knack. You keep on doing over, like writing, reading, speaking, swimming, driving. These are all certain practices. Language also. You keep on practicing over a period of time. The words occur to you and instantly you speak. See, this English, which I did not know even a single word, how difficult it was. We never thought that I will never get English in my life. But I speak now fluently, normally, without any effort. Spontaneously you speak. So it's just a practice. Similarly, you practice not to react. That's all. Over a period of time, for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, mind gets used to it. It's a habituation of the mind. They think it is an enlightenment. Because they reduce everything to a habit. You create a habit. All Gandhiji's enlightenment is only this. He told, I am not reacting. If you don't react, problem is solved. All India's problems of communal harmony, this facing the Muslims, he never wanted to study their theology. How it is harmful. Awaken the people, educate them, bring them out of that negative theology. He never thought of it. He told there is nothing, all religions talk of the same thing, same God, prayer and etc. Everything is same. Belief, God, prayer, going to heaven, love everybody and help everybody, all these are common. So what is the difference? Only name is different, another name, another book, another prophet. Okay, it's all same. So what we need to do is habit. Create a habit. Don't react. First determine, I won't react. That's all. You determine, that is your goal. After Gandhi came, whole India has become foolish India. Because they set Gandhiji as a Mahatma, as a spiritual man. Then everybody is trying to do that. By following ethics, I feel it is not spirituality, it is a management course. You know management? In management course, they teach you. If somebody comes in your office, in your working place, don't react. When somebody tells something, when somebody telephones to you, coolly you talk to them. Talk politely, very humbly. You make a habit of speaking politely, humbly, even if you are angry. May I tell you, I would like to share my feeling that I am angry with you. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm angry with you. So the same anger you tell the Christian missionaries talk to them. Say lovingly talk their hatred for Hinduism. I tell you, intense hatred they have for Hinduism and Hindu gods. But they talk it so lovingly, so gently, so tenderly they talk it. So this looks so disgusting. The very look of the missionaries, the way of talking is nothing but a devilry. So you can talk very lovingly all your hatred. And if you point out to the missionaries, you are only spitting venom and criticizing others, you are only hatred. They say, oh sorry, some of our missionaries should have been trained. They don't know. They are not sensitive enough to understand others' feelings, other religions' feelings. Hindus are hurt, I admit. Oh, we are very sorry. We should have presented Jesus more lovingly, more softly, instead of hurting them. Without hurting, that means they should have expressed their hatred more gentle way, more soft way. Even the voice also should be very soft. You can hate, you can express your hatred, but more softly and gently, without hurting. In a very cool, relaxed way, you express your hatred. I think you are familiar, you know it. I have seen all these fellows here. We have seen them. We hate to be this kind of hypocrisy. Vedanta is very clear. It is your real understanding, not your expression. Sometimes some people speak fast, some people speak very bluntly. You speak bluntly, therefore he is not enlightened. Who loves very softly, he is an enlightened man. Once Christian, this Gandhiji only half Christian man only, Gandhiji. That's why all these are borrowed from Christians only. This kind of talking, this kind of behavior. He thought that only by acting, you keep on practicing that act. Probably they are given training in that seminaries, Christian seminaries. They act them, how to talk to them, how to be gentle, how to this thing. Very voice also, should not raise your voice. Use soft words, never use any harsh, any very humble words you use them, so that you consider as a very saintly man. Hindus are very spontaneous, natural people. Whatever you are feeling, you express it. You don't have to hide, you don't have to be hypocritical. Therefore, Hindus look very rude. And these missionaries do it, they openly criticize, yeah, you have done wrong thing, and then just abuse them. They say, see, we are not given freedom. They report to police, you see how we are persecuted. Hindus are very violent people, that's why, because they are Satan worshippers. That's why they are violent people. See, we are the lovers of God. We are believers in God. That's why we speak very lovingly, very softly, gently, as soft as cotton. As gentle as the flowers, tender flowers. So we know how to express our hatred, our ego very gently, very lovingly. This hypocrisy Hindus don't have. Therefore, for them Hindus look very violent and they look like Gandhiji told non-violence. If you have a non-violent in your words and expressions, soft words, that is spirituality, that is enlightenment. People are stuck here. So here, in Bhagavad Gita, various places, in each chapter some values are there, but in certain places more details, like in 2nd chapter, Sthita Prajna Lakshana, Bhakta Lakshana in 12th chapter, 13th chapter again certain Jnani sadhanas. Like this in every chapter, even here also you can see them. Some behavior, some qualities, some character of enlightened man is given. Now what is the purpose of these qualities, this character? What purpose is it? Is it for imitation? No. If it is not in imitation, for why? Why are you explaining so many details? If once you become enlightened, all those qualities come automatically. Why do you have to teach? Then it definitely for practicing. For practicing, by imitating these things, you will get enlightened? No. Difference is, without doing Atma Vichara, without doing self-inquiry, without discovering inner Atma, if you do practice them only as external behavior, it becomes only ethics, it becomes a forced habit alone. You are only cultivating the habits, not inner discovery. But when Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, or even Shankaracharya says, these are the natural behavior for an enlightened man. What is natural for enlightened man becomes a matter of practice for sadhakas. Practice means how? That's the difference. Practice doesn't mean simply imitating and making it a habit. The practice, each quality, each behavior should be, while practicing it, try to discover that inner vision, corresponding that inner vision. Inner jnana, therefore, it should be accompanied while doing Atma Vichara. While doing Atma Vichara and meditation, when you are doing meditation and contemplation, you discover inwardly your Atma beyond your individuality, beyond the body. While watching, you discover and also behave. That means you discover a small part of it and express that discovery through behavior. So two ways. Once you discover some element of your inwardly, the same thing you use it in behavior. You retain that vision in your behavior. Or when you follow the behavior, along with behavior, use the behavior to help you to discover inner. It is like when you say peace, relaxed. When you speak in a very low tone, inwardly mind is relaxed, and externally voice also is a slow and soft voice. While speaking slowly and softly, inwardly also you maintain that purity. So mind and the external behavior should go together. Therefore, while doing vichara, you practice this external behavior, keeping that inner vision in view. This behavior helps you to discover the inner Atma easily, in a better way. That is the purpose he taught me. Otherwise, leaving out Vedanta, when they tell them you study Vedanta, listen to Vedanta, that is useful, that can help you. They say, I can read book, what is there? Why should I listen? Why should I listen from Guru? I can read books. They think it is only a theoretical philosophy. And Gandhiji says we are not interested in theoretical, we want practical. Practical philosophy, practical Vedanta. What is practical Vedanta? Imitate this behavior of a jnani. Don't know, no inquiry is required. No inner vichara, inner understanding is required. Just to practice it, you'll become enlightened. This is where the mistake lies. When Vedanta advises to follow these values, follow doesn't mean mechanically, habitually following it and making it a habit. Each behavior implies your inner vision, transcending your body, mind and sense organ. Therefore, while watching inwardly, you behave also. So it should be a complementary. External behavior should help you to put you in a situation so that you can watch your inwardly and discover. Once you discover, external behavior becomes spontaneous. You don't have to consciously cultivate. In the beginning, you have to be a little alert. You have to be very careful, alert. But this alertness is not about behavior. Alertness is about inner understanding. While try to maintain the inner understanding, watching and discovering inwardly, the corresponding behavior also goes with it. That is idea. Therefore, he says, Nedahi nendriyartheshu, in the fourth shloka. Fourth only? No, this we have already stated. From the fourth onward, I am just giving in general. From fourth onward, he is expressing the qualities of the character of an enlightened person. One is na indriya. Fourth, I am just telling that one point to narrate, make a list of them. Na indriyartheshu karmasu anusajjate. He gets neither attached to the, emotionally attached to the sense objects, nor he gets attracted to his duties and responsibilities. Work, karma. Karma, your duties and responsibilities, you get attracted because these karmas will fetch you money and status and etc. society. Two things will be there. One is you take up work, you take up some duty so that you can make money and in the society you will get something. Second reason is you keep on doing duty again and again and again, it becomes a habit to you. So out of habit people perform, or out of desire for something they perform. We do our duty, we do our acts for two reasons. One is out of habit, mechanical habit. Another is out of desire. Now he says, person is not attached to duties, karma, nor attached to sense pleasure. This is one thing. Second is sarva sankalpa sannyasi. Sannyasa means a fancy. You take a fancy for something. A liking. Fancy means a liking, an interest is called sankalpa. See, sankalpa is a source from which sprouts desire. Desire and sankalpa. In Vedanta here, sankalpa and kamaha. Kama is desire. Sankalpa is a root of desire. What is the root of desire? If you watch, desire is one clear direction. I want something. I wish something, I want something. But before it develops into a clear-cut, forceful want.
It's an inclination.
Inclination, yes. The inclination, an interest, a liking, a fancy, you take a fancy for it. So that a little inclination, an interest, that when it becomes a clearly expressed, it becomes a clearly formulates, it forms into a desire. Before it forms into a desire, it starts with a vague inclination, an interest, a taste for it, an interest, a liking, a fancy for it. And that fancy means when you look at it, oh, nice it is, that's all. But second time you look at it, oh, how nice it is. Third time, how nice. So that inclination, interest, a taste for it, a liking for it, again and again, 2, 3, 4 times it gets stronger. Once it becomes stronger, it forms into a desire. It forms into a desire. Therefore, that is called sankalpa. But the word sankalpa has another meaning. Sankalpa means will. Sankalpa means determination. That I have determined to do. I have done sankalpa. Sankalpa means I wanted to go to Kashi, so I have determined to go to Kashi. There also you have done sankalpa. Sankalpa has another meaning, but here in Vedantic sense, in Vedanta, sankalpa means a state which is before desire. Before it develops into desire, a certain vague liking, a thin liking, a faint liking for something, an inclination, an interest, a liking, a fancy, you take it. When that becomes hard means solid, it develops into desire. So he says that fancy, that inclination arises when you think positively, favorably about something, a desirability of something. Once you think it is nice, it is good, first time you say, oh, it is good. Second time you say, oh, it is really good. Third time you say, oh, bah, how nice it is. You just become impressed with it. You become very damn impressed. You like it. Then you say, when it is so nice, why can't I have? Then the fourth time it becomes a desire. That means that inclination becomes solid, stronger and becomes a desire. Therefore, it can be called as a desire alone, a seedling stage of a plant. A seedling grows into a plant. Small seedling arises similarly. It is a preliminary form of a desire, a preliminary state, an initial state of a desire. Or roughly you can call it desire alone. I don't know why do they distinguish it. It is an initial stage of desire. But in initial stage, you start thinking good about something, favorability. You think favorably about people, money and things and etc. Think it is nice, it is very good, it's favorable. When you think positively good about something, that positive conception, positive idea, positive thinking gradually develops into desire. He says, Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi, he doesn't have a thought of favorability, a thought of desirability about anything in the world. I desire this thing, I like this thing, it is good, it is nice. He doesn't have any positive opinion of anything about anything in the world. That means mind becomes not thinking positively about things. Once that positive thinking, usable, useful, desirable, useful, desirable, this thought, it begins with that thought and develops into a full-fledged desire. Therefore, sadhaka should try this. Jnani, naturally, he gives up all those sankalpas. It doesn't have any positive, attractive idea that it is good, useful, etc. He just sees them and leaves them because they don't touch his mind at all. Just like a mirror. In a mirror reflects, but nothing sticks to it. Like enlightened man's mind will be like mirror. You see the objects and thoughts and people and everything. Thus they appear and go away. Without leaving, on the mirror surface, nothing remains. After object is removed, mirror remains clean, transparent mirror. So it doesn't catch, like a camera, whereas a camera catches the picture. When you open the camera towards an object, it takes the picture of it and retains it, preserves it. But a mirror doesn't preserve. Mirror just shows, reflects, and once the object goes away, clean, nothing retains. So therefore, two things are there. When you experience an object, when you see them, know them, one is a simple memory of a thing as it is. Another is a samskara, we call them, impression. Memory is different from impression. Impression is your relationship, your attachment, your love, your consideration, your interest in it. Through interest, through love and care and interest, another samskara is formed. Another samskara is simple memory. Simple memory is harmless. But if you start feeling about it, that is, as an individual, how you relate to it. You relate to it, feel it is useful to you, important to you. When I feel it is desirable, important, useful, the thought of important, thought of goodness, this is called sankalpa. When you think it is good, when you think it is important, when you think it is useful, that idea of usefulness, once it touches your mind, it won't leave you. It keeps on reverberating and becomes strengthened and becomes a desire. And he says, Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi, he gives up all thoughts which consider the world as important or useful or necessary. So the thought about the world is just is awareful, doesn't have any thoughts about them. No sankalpa about them. Sankalpa means generally you see many things and just go away, just neutral, like a mirror sees them and goes away. Doesn't carry any impression. Supposing you are going on the way, you see many things and just ignore them, see them and go away, see them and go away. But one of them attracts you. Even your car is going away. Hey, what is that? It looked at something different. What is that? Then you ask him, what was that? Or sometimes ask him to stop, move back and see them once again, because something is important. So what is something is important? It touches your heart. Even your car is going ahead and the thing passed, but it sticks to you. It remains in your mind. Now it won't go away because you felt it is important. It is useful. It is necessary. This thought of importance is called sankalpa. I am giving you various examples, but all of them mean that sankalpa. The sankalpa itself forms into a desire. And he says, Jnani is free from all sankalpas. It doesn't have any idea of desirability on anything. No idea of importance about anything on that. All of them are simply reflected in a mirror. Memory remains, that's different. But as for attachment, this is the nature he has. He remains undisturbed. Therefore, sarva sankalpasan. First, he is not attached to worldly pleasures. He is not bound by the acts. Second point. Third point is sarva sankalpa sannyasi. After telling these three characters of Jnani, he again jumps into 7th shloka. We have to do that. He continues the narration of explanation of Jnani's characters in the 7th, 8th, 9th, up to 9th. But in between these 5 and 6 are different. Though we classified all these as one, from 4th to 9, from 4th shloka to 9th shloka is talking about a character of a Jnani. But these two in between are different, 5th and 6th. They are a general advice for a person. You have to contemplate yourself, you have to do your own sadhana, look inwardly, don't be lazy, don't be careless. If you are lazy and careless, that won't constitute sadhana. In sadhana, you have to learn these values which go with your meditation, with your inner vichara. Therefore, these two shlokas advise how carefully you have to meditate, you have to take interest in it. Don't say that things will happen on their own. No, they won't happen. You have to consciously learn. Okay. After this, in between this 5th and shloka, slight deviation. And the 4th shloka was, in the 4th shloka, he taught of certain characters of a Jnani. He continues those characters in this 7th. 7th shloka, he continues. In between 5th and 6th, talks slightly different point. Now, Gita Atmanaha, in 7th shloka, he has a complete conquest over his own himself. Atma means body, or sense organs, or mind, according to context we have to take. So, Gita Atma, who has got a control over his mind and body, Jitatmana prashantasya, mind is also relaxed. Prashantaha. Here Swamiji has one good thing to say. Prashantasya. Bandhuratma jitatmana prashantasya. Why? This is very strange. Oh, 7th and 8th combined. That is the problem. I am not able to see. They are combined here. Mind becomes peaceful because if it has a taste, if it has an inclination, then mind gets attracted to it. Mind doesn't remain stable and relaxed. As you see it, you get pulled. Even if you don't see, once in a while it comes to your memory, mind is pulled in that direction. When you don't feel the pull, even if you see however attractive the thing is, you remain relaxed. Don't feel the pull inside, even while seeing also. That is the quality of enlightenment. You don't feel the pull, attraction. Otherwise, it drags you. Even if you don't like, it pulls you. So it doesn't pull me, doesn't attract me. I just look at it. It may be good, it may be bad. It may be partly good, partly bad. Just to see them and proceed to the next. It doesn't leave any impression in you. You just see like a mirror. Thing goes away, you remain like mirror. So this is enlightened nature. Therefore, Jitatmanaha. So certain characteristic features you find him. Definitely he has an enlightened man is going to say the meditation and the result of meditation, yoga rudha. Yoga rudha we talked in the fourth shloka and no, fourth Allah, in the third one. Third, yoga rudha means one who becomes a perfect yogi, who has perfected his yoga. Completed yoga means meditation. One who has perfected his meditation, by practicing meditation again and again, he perfected his understanding of the truth, then he is totally enlightened. Therefore, Jitatmanaha, such a person conquers his own mind and sense organs. How does he conquer? By detaching himself from the body, mind and sense organ. If you remain attached and you can't keep quiet, the mind keeps on running for pleasures, money and status and that thing and recognition. Others should recognize me, others should respect me. If they don't respect, don't recognize, I too don't care, like this. That should not be there. So therefore, mind seeks. So you have a control over your mind. That means mind remains relaxed, not being attracted, not being pulled towards it. You don't feel the pull. People ask, why should we avoid pleasures? Pleasures addict, attract, create a pull, create a samskara in the mind. Even after that event is over, experience is over, mind again thinks of them. You want again and again and again and again and again. Mind is looking for it. But in a detached person who has a self-control, no thinking of the external world, however attractive, however good and great and beautiful they are all don't mean anything. Because if I get attached, I am the one to suffer. Why should I get attached? Let them be there. So he won't feel any attachment. He feels detached for himself, remains all alone for himself. So this Jitatmanaha Prashantasya, his mind is relaxed. Because when mind is not under the pressure of desires or sankalpa or desires, when mind is not pressurized by sankalpa and desires, what happens? Desire itself brings pressure. Sankalpa brings pressure. He doesn't make any sankalpa of anything. Whatever is. That's all. I may not know, but something is there. Whatever good and bad or right or wrong, whatever it is there. You just accept its existence. Don't bother about the details. Just accept the existence. Entire world and you and me and everything is existing. He pays attention to the existence, not to the detailed qualities and powers and all. Okay, so Jitatmanaha, he controls his mind and sense organs. Prashantasya, when that attraction, when you come out of that attraction, in the beginning, when there is an attraction, you try to hold. For a while you become meditative, you thought that attraction is gone. Because now for a few minutes I am sitting alone without thinking of it. But after some time again the thought comes, again you get attracted. What do you do that? That means still attraction is not gone. It is sitting subtly in the mind, inside the mind. Impression. So that inner impressions, attractions, taste for worldly things, importance, all that should go away. Then only mind becomes pure and it can discover as it is. So Prashantasya, he is a Jitatma and Prashanta, and such person Paramatma Samahitaha. Such a person, when he is relaxed, then where does Paramatma exist? Paramatma exists as his Atma alone. He comes to discover Paramatma is Atma Bhavena Pashyati. That's Shankaracharya's expression. Samahitaha literally means concentrated. But here, not the literal sense. Samahita means it is established in the Atma. In a way, you can take the same concentration alone. Mind keeps on meditating, gives up all its attachments, interest and tastes. Then the very mind gets erased. It stays as Brahman. That is it. Samahitaha. Paramatma samahitaha. He remains relaxed and steady with Brahman. Stays with Brahman. What is this? Is the cooking coming so distance? So these are all various characters. Means his inner understanding expresses at mind level, sense organ level, at the body level, at his behavior, at the level of his interaction with people, at the various levels, how his inner understanding of Atma gets expressed. Through this expression, you get inner vision. But if you take the outer expression as somebody's and imitate without corresponding inner vision, that becomes imitation. Artificial imitation, you become a hypocrite or you become habituated to do certain things. Habit is not enlightenment. See, habit, you can habit. You can learn to speak in a particular way. Keep on. That's why I told you the management course. Here they tell the people how to avoid the problems and work better, and then company becomes rich and then develop all that. See, don't hurt others, cooperate with others, work with them, and when you are talking to them, they teach them in the phone. When you lift the phone, you talk to them very polite words. May I know your name? May I help you? All these things in India, we are informally, we talk. So these are the things they teach them, how to talk very politely, very pleasingly. For every small thing, tell him thanks. Even for telephoning, thanks. Even for offering something, thanks. So this is the management. Management course gives you certain habits, cultivates a certain habit. It doesn't cultivate inner vision. That's the difference. So in Vedantic sadhana, you require vairagyam, you require... illa idiyani. So, therefore, you follow them, not simply imitate them. Following means take these, like say jitatma, control over your mind and sense organ. While controlling, it's not a simple habit. Controlling means you are transcending the mind and body and sense organs. While discovering the Atma, Sakshi is detached from the mind and body. It gets detached. As you get detached, the mind and body remain humble and under your control. They don't disturb you. When you identify with it, that creates problem. When you identify with the body, all body's problems become mine. They make me restless. When I am detached, whatever body's nature, body is not me. Then I remain silent and relaxed. Therefore, prashantatma. He becomes a prashanta. Paramatma samahita. Then he stays as a sakshi. He stays as a Brahman. Then again, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu. It looks that he is only telling external behavior. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu Tatha Manapamanayo. In Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkha. Shita Ushna, heat and cold. Heat and cold means winter. People have to take bath, particularly in Ganga, terrible cold. It goes to 2 degrees, 3 degrees, and you have to take bath in that water. What a shivering. And take bath, and it's terribly shivering. And then Ushna also, sometimes it goes to, in Rishikesh, 46, 47 degrees. In such a degrees, there will be sweating all over. No fan, and it's only sweating. How can you sit there? And you don't get sleep until 12 o'clock in the night also, you won't get sleep. Because of heat, so much of heat. No AC anyway, in ashramas, no AC, we have to live like this alone. Extreme, that is a winter, 2 degrees, and summer 46 and 47. You have to live within this fluctuation. Sometimes you have a fan, some people don't have even fan. Sometimes you have a little fan, but no AC, nothing. You have to just live with it. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu. That means the sense organs feel but inwardly, mind doesn't get disturbed. Your awareness remains, your Sakshi Bhava remains untouched, undisturbed. That because you are detached from it, you understand you are not the mind, you are not the sense organs, and the sensations that arise, you are witness of them, you don't identify with them. You don't identify with them, you are a witness of them. Simply practicing is different. See, people make a habit. That's why they say, live a hard life. Sleep on the mat. Don't use the soft cushion. That's why sadhus are supposed to sit on the ground, not use these asanas, not use any soft thing. Only live a hard life. You see the Kanchi tradition, you have to see them. Kanchi Shankaracharyas live very hard life. They use such a hard surface and sit. Or they sit on the ground. Earlier Swamiji lived 100 years. 100 years you have to sit on the hard ground alone. How long you can sit? This leg and etc. They touch the body, you develop wounds, you can't sit. He would sit like this alone. After certain age, 50, 60, he would sit like this. Because it touches, all wounds have developed. You can't resist it. Whole life is sitting like that. Hard surface it touches. He would sit like this. And afterwards also I have seen him, he is unable to sleep also. Unable to sleep. He just lies down for a few minutes, 2 minutes, again sits up. He is unable to sit and again lies down. Again this thing, 2 minutes he lies down, 2 minutes he sits. Again 2 minutes. But there is no soft bed, you are not supposed to do sannyasi. It's a very hard life. So this hard life, you can practice in your younger days, cold. See in Rishikesh, etc., you are asked to take bath in the cold alone. You keep on doing over a period of time. Then your mind gets a little used to it. You are daring. You have an endurance of it. And a courage, you develop a courage and do it. But courage only thing, as I told you, stoically, okay, come on, let it happen, let anything happen, I will bear. So it is a sahasa. Sahasa means a courage only, a daringness, but it not inner sakshi. Sakshitvam is different from daringness. You cultivate it. Heat also. I've decided. There is one Swamiji you must have seen. He was here for some time. Belongs to our tradition alone. Never uses fan. Sleeps on the ground only. He never wears upper cloth. Only lower cloth up to this. That's all. This cloth, upper cloth, he doesn't use. Any winter, any summer, he lives like that. He decided and he lives like that. It's a very hard life. And daily 3 times he has to take bath. Even in extreme winter, he has to take bath. And he does. Even shivering, he is habituated. Now you do it like that. Of course, his is different, but other people think that this externally doing a hard life is enlightenment, but it is not. Therefore, Shita, Vushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Samaha, you are equanimous in them. That equanimity is inner Sakshi. You are detached from it. You understand you are not identified. You remove the Adhyasa. Adhyasa means identification. You remove the Adhyasa by understanding you are not the body, you are not the sense organ. These sensations are in my awareness. I am not identified with the sensations. I remain. So that identified state is individuality. When you de-identify, the individuality gets erased, falsified. You stand as a Sakshi. Shita, Vushna, Sukha, Dukkha also, pain and pleasures of life. He remains detached with the pain and pleasures. He remains a Sakshi. At the Sakshi level, Sakshi is aware of. See, sensation, supposing you feel a heat or cold or a pain. When you feel the heat or cold or a pain, experiencing the pain is different from being aware of the pain. See the difference? You are aware, but not experiencing. I'll give you this example, it is easy to understand. When you have a pain now, right now, you experience the pain. You are aware of it and experience the pain. After pain is gone. 1 or 2 hours passed. When you recall, there is only knowledge of pain, but there is no, knowledge means memory. Memory of pain, but there is no experience of pain. Therefore, in Tattva Jnana, you become a Sakshi, you become awareful. There is an awareness of a pain, but the experience, you don't identify with the experience. You don't identify with the experience. Therefore, there is a pain that I am painful, that is not there. That it is centered on me, because that I dissolves, therefore there is a pain and there is a Sakshi. There is nobody who identifies it. That identification is not there. It is something like you remember your past experiences, painful experiences. You remember, but now you are not identifying with them. There is only memory, no experience of the pain. There is a memory, there is only knowledge of pain. There is a knowledge of world, knowledge of things, but not experience of them. So he transcends that experience, there are only simple knowledges. So that is a sakshi. Therefore, Sitoshna Sukha Dukkeshu Tatha Manapam, both honor and insult. Oh, he is honoring. That means when he honors it, you understand his view that he has a respect for me. Dishonor, he thinks something ill of me. So you won't become aware of his thought, but you don't get disturbed. Supposing when somebody insults me, humiliates me, you only come to know his view. That is his view. If you take that view upon you, you feel that you are subjected to that view, you take it upon yourself, you get disturbed. You get disturbed. Supposing whatever is abusing me, he insults me. If you take two ways of taking, one is you allow that abuse to touch you, you get disturbed. Otherwise, it is his view. I am confident of what I am. I don't allow it to touch me. It is his view, leave the view with him. I won't take it. I won't receive the view. If you take the view seriously, you get disturbed. Because you are allowing the view to affect you. If somebody calls me something, some bad name, calls me a name, if you take it seriously, you get disturbed. Otherwise, that is his view. Why should I take it seriously? I don't take it. I won't accept it. You leave it as his view. Similarly, honor, dishonor, success, failure are ground realities. I am not failure. A situation has failed. Your plan has failed. Your thought has failed. Your plan failed. You are not failure. See, we generally, failure means when I make a plan, I act. When I fail, I think I am a failure. You are not failure. Your thought failed. Your expectation failed. But you remain detached sakshi. Therefore, you leave it at the level of a thought, sakshi remains undisturbed, untouched. Therefore, mana apamanayo. When others' views, you take them as others' views. Don't get disturbed. Because if you identify, if you allow his views to touch me, I get disturbed. Therefore, mana apamanayo. In mana apamana, you don't get disturbed. You remain a sakshi. Leave this as his own view. Leave it to them. Therefore, he remains a sakshi in Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Mana, Apamana. Mana, Apamana, honor and dishonor. Sukha, Dukkha, pain and pleasure. And then Shita, Ushna, heat and cold. Heat and cold is physical level. Sukha, Dukkha is emotional level. Mana, Apamana, intellectual level, thought. So, sense organ, mind and intellect. All the three levels, he remains a sakshi. So when you identify, individuality is born. When you de-identify, individuality is dissolved. Then they cease to be mine. Like a person is playing a role in a drama. That role is a king, or he lost some money and is insulted, humiliated. The role gets humiliated. The actor remains untouched. Actor is not disturbed because it is not me. That role is disturbed, not me. The role is insulted, not me. Therefore, it belongs to the role, not me. The role is only a thought, not me. I am sakshi. I remain a consciousness. Consciousness is not a thought. It is a thought that is insulted. Thought means I as an individual. Individuality is a thought. Sakshi is a fact. Sakshi is my reality. Individuality is only a thought. Therefore, what happens to the thought doesn't touch me, who is a real consciousness. So I am sakshi. This is how these qualities should not be taken as a simple imitating the ethics, imitating the behavior. Each behavior implies certain inner understanding. They should go together. They should go together. So, as a result of meditation, otherwise, philosophically you understand, but that identification remains. In nididhyasana, in meditation, you really learn detached. You are at certain level. Then all these worldly events, Worldly events look like this when you, I think time is up. Your taxi also will come. 10:45. I'll just turn one or two sentences and complete it, close it. When you wake up from a dream, in dream something severe event happened. Somebody is beating me, somebody is hurting me, something, or some tiger is jumping over me, something is happening. At that moment you wake up. What happens? First second when you wake up, you have awareness of the events. You feel as if still you are in the dream, but you are not touched by them. Just like an events in a mirror, forms in a mirror, you are like a mirror, the events appear, but they don't touch you. Like that, just the first second you wake up, you feel as if people were here, but where are they? Nobody is there. But you feel they are here, I just see something. You just see, but they don't exist for you. You exist at another level, they just appear, but they don't exist for you. They don't exist for you because you live at another level. Therefore, you have a thought of them, but no identification. When you are in dream, not only thought, there is an identification. When you wake up, there are only thoughts without identification. So that is Jnani's way. He remains de-identified. There are only thoughts without identification. Either when you wake up from a dream, first moment, that one. Second illustration is like a role in a drama. Whatever events happen to the role, not to the actor. Actor remains ever untouched. No loss and gain. If there is a huge loss in business, in trade, actor doesn't get affected. It is the role who gets affected. He loses kingdom, he cries. But actor doesn't cry. Similarly, so that individuality and experiences are only thoughts and you remain Sakshi. Sakshi is not touched by thoughts. Sakshi remains pure, undisturbed. Therefore, this he gets in Nididhyasana. So, what he listened in Vedanta, it gives like a glimpse comes and slips down. So, that glimpse which he gets it, he has to retain the glimpse and try to live in the glimpse alone. It's like a flash. Flash comes and goes. Now you just remain relaxed. No conscious effort. Just be. Simply being. You remain. Without doing anything, simply remain. Naturally, what came as a flash comes again. Itself comes and stays. Effortlessly you remain. Itself the flash comes and stays. All the thoughts itself get evaporated. Thoughts gets de-identified and you remain that consciousness. Consciousness is naturally there. And the thoughts get de-identified. They will be only simple floating thoughts. Floating means as you wake up from dream, what are those thoughts? What are those dream objects when you wake up? They are only floating thoughts. They don't mean anything. They are dummy thoughts. Like in computer, lifeless thoughts. There will be two things. One is a lively one. Blue color comes. You press it, it opens. Another is a dummy. You press, nothing happens. Isn't it? You press, nothing happens. That means a dummy. So when you wake up from dream, they become dummy. The thoughts become dummy. They are not realities. Similarly, all the world, body, mind, thoughts, they are all dummy. They don't touch you. This you discover in your Nididhyasana. And you stay as Sakshi, you stay as Brahman. Therefore, he said that is Yoga Roda. The yoga reaches perfection. When your meditation reaches perfection, it is effortless, spontaneous, natural state. There is no doing nor avoiding. Itself is itself. Spontaneously exists. So there is no doer. There is doership dissolves, falsifies. That is exist. Anyway, more we'll see in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.